Yeah, and I think even though it is still a long way for you guys ahead, you already came a long way in the past few years and decades. And obviously, also with your background and the whole team that I also met some of them at the Denver conference, Atom Denver, I like to call it, and also at Cosmoverse. You guys came a long way and you have already, strong recognition also within obviously the broader Cosmos ecosystem, which you guys have been part of for many, many years. But so basically what you're saying is that REGEN is building this carbon credit marketplace where people can buy these credits on chain in the future, right? And I think Osmosis is kind of like
And
one of the
now,
first ones where
buy
you
them
can.
on chain, well, the user interface for people to come to our marketplace and retire and stuff like that is launching shortly. So,
Okay.
and stuff is going to, right now, these assets are going to show up first on Osmosis, right? And so people, that's going to be the first place, the first market exposure in the interchain world to these assets is going to be over on Osmosis, right? And you'll be able to move those back to REGEN and retire them, so that if you're offsetting, you can move these assets back to REGEN, retire the assets, and you have that indelible proof on chain that you use the asset to retire and offset your emissions. In the very near future, there's going to be a full featured marketplace, which is essentially an order book DEX, which allows people to buy exactly the eco credit that they want at the price that they would like. So there's a decentralized exchange, essentially, for what essentially are non-fungible ecological assets that then people can bundle up in the basket module that we're using to ship these existing eco credits over to Osmosis, the NCT, right? The nature-based carbon ton over to Osmosis. They can bundle that up and they can take it wherever in the interchain world they want, right? So people can move these ecological assets out into circulation. So that's happening in REGEN Ledger 4.0 is going to be all about this sort of marketplace, along with a bunch of upgrades having to do with DAO functionality, curation of standards and asset issuance standards. And the other big piece is going to be the data module that allows, because really what we're trying to build is a full stack ecological asset origination system, right? And so these first ecological assets, as I mentioned, we're bridging from off-chain sources, right? But we're also building this full-featured ecosystem for natively on-chain ecological assets, which is what we get really excited about. That's sort of like coming online over the next few months and few releases. By the end of the year, we're going to have both sort of representations of off-chain carbon like NCT, and with a lot of liquidity and a lot of availability, as well as natively minted on-chain ecological assets. And we have there's a number of different, I sort of said it takes years to develop these assets. It's true. And there are going to be, there will be a richness and abundance of these ecological assets coming online over the coming months and coming into the interchain world. But I feel like, I do want to cycle back and keep talking about NCT, because that's the next thing, like us building interchain liquidity around the nature carbon ton that's the next big thing. And that's going to be, the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 months is really NCT is going to be the flavor of interchain carbon.